Amy from raisingarrows.net, and I promised this video a long time ago and I'm just now getting around to doing it. But I told you that I have been binding my belly with a woven wrap. And this is something that came after years of trying to find some sort of brace or binding that was comfortable. I don't think that thing exists. I have tried pretty much everything on the market, and either it doesn't do enough of a job for me to keep my muscles pulled together, or it's just extremely uncomfortable. Like I don't want to wear it for more than like 15 minutes. Well, that doesn't do me any good. A little bit of background about why I'm binding. I'm just going to show you here. I am 20 weeks. Yeah, 20 weeks, and not with twins. I have what's called Diastasis Recti. So my muscles split. These muscles split even when you are pregnant and don't have a problem with those muscles. You don't have the diastasis. These muscles split just a little bit, and that just accommodates your growing belly. Well, for me, my muscles aren't here. My muscles are here. They have split completely. Like they couldn't get any further apart. So when I'm not pregnant, I look pregnant. And when I am pregnant, I am very much straight out in front and low and huge. I mean, there's nothing there. There's not that internal girdle to pull everything in and up. So I always look huge. And I've kind of gotten used to that, sort of. I have not gotten used to the comments about it, but, you know, such is life. Anyway, so the reason that I bind and that I've been trying to find a way to bind is because it's better if these muscles are pulled together. I used to not really have any issues with the muscles being apart like that. I didn't have any, not consequences, but like symptoms of it, I guess. In fact, when it happened, I didn't even know it had happened. It happened with my fourth baby. And it's just gotten successively worse. At some point, I'm probably going to have surgery, but I also need to work on strengthening my core. And so I've been working with the tummy team, which I'll have that link down in the notes to try to strengthen my core. But ultimately, you know, now that I'm pregnant, everything kind of needs to be pulled together because I do have some burning and pulling sensations that are here, and sometimes my back hurts. And it's hard, especially at night, like turning over in bed, which you do a million times when you're pregnant. So I decided I needed to find a better way to bind up my belly. And that's when I started searching, and I found some people were doing it with a woven wrap. Well, this is my wrap, and I actually made this, if you can call it making it. It is 6 yards, I believe, of homespun, which means it's been spun. It's a spun cloth, so it's stronger because it's woven. So like you don't want to get a cotton that's printed where you have one side that has a wrong side and the other side is the right side of the cloth. This woven print is all the same on both sides. I did not finish the edges. I didn't hem them, nothing. I just went out, and as you can see, I do have some raveling sometimes, but I just went out, I bought 6 yards of this and called it good. So I'm going to show you 3 different methods for binding. And everything I've found online, the binding has been something that they have done over their shirts, and it's a little, like I would not have worn it underneath my shirt. But I don't want to wear this wrap over my clothes. I don't. I want to be able to go out with it wrapped and bound and nobody actually know that I have that on. I'm just that way. I would rather wear my real clothes, but for modesty purposes on this video, I'm going to do this over my shirt. So I have 3 different ways to show you that all of them are extremely comfortable. All of them can be worn underneath your shirt, so you don't have to wear the wrap over the top of your shirt. Okay, so you're going to find the ends and put them together so that you can find the middle. And here's the middle. This is basically, if you've ever worn your babies In a woven wrap, same concept. And you start pretty much the same, like you're putting on a cummerbund. Okay, so you have this piece. I'm thinking this is 45 inches wide or so. Back up just a little bit here and turn my camera down just a bit for you. Okay, so this is across your belly, and this would be just underneath everything, including your pants. You would just do this before you got dressed. So you're across your belly like this. You're trying to pull all of this flat. So you want this flat up top, you want it pulled tight at the bottom, and then you're just going to pull until it's comfortable to you. But you want to make sure that you're pulling things in. Now you're going to go across your belly with this length of fabric. You're going to go across your belly, for me, 3 times because my belly's huge. But you could actually, if you're smaller than I am, and your diastasis is not as bad, you absolutely could get by with less fabric. So just kind of consider what it would take to go around your belly all the way through pregnancy about 3 times. So then what I do is I flatten out this side, and this is where you're going to kind of push, and it goes underneath here. And same concept here. This is just going to kind of pull here, and you can even like stick it over your shoulder, stick it in your mouth to kind of keep it taut. And then this same concept here, you're going to pull across, same thing. Then you're back behind again, and this time when you come up front, you are going to tie once. Let me pull this up just a bit. There. Make sure everything is getting tight. You might have to kind of bounce a little bit to pull it. And then you're going to go underneath your belly. You can either crisscross or do one tie. I do a tie, and this kind of just helps to pull things up. And then rather than tying it again so you have this weird hanging down piece, you're actually going to take this across and tuck it. You can either tuck it underneath like this and smooth it out, or you can tuck it over the top of where you just came through. Okay, and you want to try to smooth these out a little bit more. I always do this looking in the mirror, and just try to get everything smooth. Then you can put your shirt over top of it. I know a lot of people like to do the wrap over a like a camisole, a pregnancy camisole, but honestly, this is so comfortable you don't even have to do that. But that's the first way that I like to do this, and actually this is my preferred method. I then just can pull my pants up over this, my shirt over the top of it. You can't even tell you have it on. All right, next method, same concept, cummerbund. You're coming across, keeping everything tight across the top and the bottom, tighten things up. This time you can go under your belly first and kind of pull up to get some more leverage. And then this time you're going to go, after you do that, you're going to flatten across your back. This way. And I don't have this perfectly done. Now this way, what you have to do is tuck. When you come across, you're going to tuck into your layers that came across here. And again, tight. And you can even tuck up here. And it does stay. Just make sure you have everything as tight as you can. So that way you went cummerbund across, underneath, flattened across your back, and then tucked in here. So that's number 2. Okay, so the third way is same cummerbund, same pulling across and making sure everything's tight. This time you're going to do exactly what you did the first time, where you're flattening across the front and pulling tight and making sure that you're getting all of those muscles as close together as you can. And then across the back, flattening that as best you can. And again, do this in a mirror so that you can get the best way possible. And then what you're doing here, and this is one that is less likely to be worn underneath unless you have a pretty flowy shirt. However, if you are having a day where you feel like your muscles are really pulled apart, and you just need the extra side support rather than the underneath support, this is what you would do. Here, you're going to go straight across your belly this time. And you're just going to tie it there instead of underneath. And I'm not getting, there we go. Now again, excuse me, you can either tie it or you can just crisscross it there. If you crisscross it, you're going to have less of a noticeable bulk, I think. And then you just tuck like you did before with the bottom one. So like I said, this is just a little bit more bulky, but it can be for those days when you're wearing something that's kind of oversized anyway, or at night if you're needing something a little bit more pulled together so that when you turn in bed, you're not feeling those muscles just, aching terrible. This is going to help with your back. It's going to help with your muscles on your sides, the diastasis. And it will help you after you have the baby too. I have a binder that I wear after I have the baby, but I'm actually considering doing this instead because it is so much more comfortable. So anyway, that is what I'm doing. Those are the 3 different ways. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section, and I'll do my best to answer you. Thanks.